It's an encounter that even Cupid would object to. A national beauty pageant winner who died by accident, an unlicensed mortician. An accidental kiss creates a magical bond between a strange man and a strange woman. The woman comes back from the dead, and the man looks on in horror. Soon the news of the beauty queen's return from the dead hit the city. Countless journalists came to the city, scrambling for a front-page story. But Anna, at the center of the whirlwind, felt incredibly confused. Whenever the flashbulbs flashed, an illusory figure always appeared in her mind. A few days later, Anna was discharged from the hospital. Her mother and stepfather took advantage of the situation and gave her a lot of work. She dreamed of this kind of fame, but after coming back from the dead, she was disgusted by this false liking. In order to fulfill her mother's dream, Anna has been scrimping and skipping every day just to show her perfect self on the beauty pageant stage. But her stepfather was always sneaking physical contact with her in the name of being drunk. The feeling of suffocation made her feel worse than death. Finally, when she was in the midst of all the glory and glitter, her heart went on strike and was put on standby mode. The crown of honor fell to the ground, and she closed her eyes in despair. Anna's death was a national internet sensation, and her resurrection brought it to its peak. But what Anna didn't understand was that the figure in her mind appeared more and more frequently. She knocked on Earl's door with a lot of questions, but Anna's presence made Earl very nervous. He can't reveal that he's working under his father's identity, and he can reveal that he's a pervert who steals corpses from his relatives. So he sends Anna away with a lame excuse. Anna returns home with confusion, but before she even enters the door, she's blocked by a group of journalists again. She is really fed up with her life. She ran upstairs in anger, but her mother kept reminding her that they had an interview tomorrow. Anna shouts that she won't do any interviews. Her mother was infuriated by her capriciousness. She and her mother had a big fight. In the early hours of the morning, Anna woke up from a nightmare. In her dream, it was as if she was confined to a tomb. A group of people happily surrounded her and buried her little by little. The feeling of suffocation was so strong that she could hardly breathe. All she wanted to do was to escape from the house. She rode out of the house, spreading her hands and feeling the rare peace and quiet. Before she knew it, she was outside Earl's house. She tiptoed into the house and lay down on the workbench that had brought her back from the dead. In an instant, the blurred figure flashed in her mind again. She tries to make out the other's face, but suddenly Earl appears from the side. Both of them are startled by each other's appearance. Anna explains that she just wants to know what happened to her here. But, embarrassingly, Earl can't tell her what she wants to know. Fortunately, Earl's father appears in time to resolve the crisis. Earl was relieved to realize that Anna had no memory of what had happened. He makes Anna a breakfast, but when Anna is leaving, she makes a request that he doesn't expect to hear. Anna wanted to hide here for a few days, for no other reason than she didn't want to go back to the place that suffocated her so much. When he heard this request, Earl had a difficult look on his face, but finally agreed to it. There might be someone in the world who could refuse Anna's request to live with her, but that person was definitely not Earl. Earl had seen Anna from afar in the car. He fell in love with this sparkling girl after just a brief glance. He had fantasized about their meeting in countless ways. He didn't expect to see her again in such a dramatic way. Whether out of love or guilt, Anna stayed at Earl's house. He handled one body a day for 8 years. Every time he takes a picture of the body, he records the coolest moment of their life. Every time there was a funeral, the house would be filled with sadness and despair. He hated these occasions so much that he would hide in a side room and think about the meaning of his life. Earl's mother committed suicide long ago. Now his father has severe dementia. In order to pay for his father's high medical bills, Earl had to assume his father's name to become an unlicensed mortician. Apart from taking care of his sick father, he spends his days with stinking corpses. His life was at an end. He didn't know what the point of his life was. He might as well go with his father when he died. But a corpse returned from the dead brought a touch of color into Earl's dark life. They played golf together in the fields and painted the walls together. A rare smile appeared on Earl's father's face as he watched the young couple. Earl found himself growing fond of this beautiful girl. But Anna was a promising beauty queen, but he was just a mortician with no future. He didn't dare to reveal his feelings, not to mention believing that a miracle would come to him. What Earl didn't know was that during these days together, Anna was equally fond of this filial man. A few days later, the painting of the house was nearing its end. Looking at the barren land, Anna felt that something was missing. She asked Earl to drive her to the city. She wanted to buy some seeds to plant. But when she got to town, Anna found out that she was on the news everywhere. And sure enough, the next morning, while Anna was planting seeds in the ground, the police found Earl's house. Earl thought he was about to be exposed, but when questioned by the police, his demented father lied. The police asked who the child with the tractor was. He lied and said she was a corn farmer from out of town. The police didn't pursue the matter any further and told them to call him when they saw the girl. At night, Earl went to read his father his usual bedtime story. But when he left, his father asked him if he had any plans to marry Anna. Earl was shocked. Then his father says it's okay if you want to move out and live with her. Your aunt will take care of me. But Earl said he wasn't going anywhere. Father said happily, if you want, you can live with me too. I'll give you my house. Earl didn't understand what his father meant by that. He went up to his father's bedside and sat her down. The father took his hand and began to cry bitterly. He expressed his deep paternal love for Earl. He didn't want Earl to leave him and held him tightly in his arms. That's a father. Even though Alzheimer's has made him forget everything, he can still see right through his child's heart. Earl had just come out of his father's room when Anna approached him and said she wanted to go for a walk. Earl takes her to the bridge where Earl's mother committed suicide. Earl shares his childhood with Anna without reservation. Anna told him about her own misfortunes. All was quiet and starry, till lonely hearts came together. The two passionate souls are slowly getting closer together. As the atmosphere heats up, a police car passes them by. Someone had discovered Anna's whereabouts, and the police came to the house again. When Earl got home, his father kept saying he was sorry. He said the police knew Anna was here and all he could admit was that he didn't want anyone to get hurt and go to jail. Earl kept reassuring his father that you did a good job. The father told the police that you ran off with a sports car. Everyone laughed at the father's behavior. Anna says it's time for her to leave. Earl stops her and says he'll think of something, but the father says they should leave. Earl is worried about his father, but he says he's got everything here, so he doesn't have to worry. Earl didn't want to leave him alone. His father wanted him to leave, but he kept saying he could take care of himself. Earl thanked his father for his understanding. Anna is equally grateful for the old man's sacrifice. In order to escape from the police, Earl took Anna to another city in the night. But the crisis wasn't over yet. The next morning, Anna's mother arrived at Earl's house. She found her daughter's clothes on the sofa and a photo she had accidentally taken in the workroom. Without hesitation, she chose to call the police and expose the photo to the press. Without their knowledge, Earl becomes a pervert with a necrophilia fetish. Their relationship grows stronger as they run for their lives. They promised each other their lives under the stars. Until that day, while pumping petrol, Anna saw a message in the newspaper. Anna realized that the blurred figure was Earl. As soon as the salesman recognized Anna, he called the police. The police took Earl away without giving him a chance to defend himself, and so they were forced apart. The woman sank her head into the bathtub full of water, then stretched out her size 40 feet, and slowly pushed the TV into the water. She had a strange reason for wanting to die. The boy she loved stole a kiss from her while she was dying. Anna has a hard time accepting this, but the whole world was telling her her boyfriend was a pervert with a necrophilia. Unwilling to let her hard-earned love disappear, she wants to hear Earl's explanation. But when confronted by Anna, Earl confessed to all the crimes. Anna has a bright future ahead of her. He can't be an obstacle for her. In the end, Anna issued a letter of understanding for Earl. After all, except for that one photo, there was no evidence that Earl was really a pervert. The loss of his love was enough to upset him, but there was a bigger blow waiting for him. When Earl returned home, physically and mentally exhausted, he found his father lying in the cold rain. In just one day, Earl lost the two most important people in his life. He managed to deal with his father's funeral with a great deal of sadness. But in the meantime, the journalists kept harassing him, abusing him with all kinds of dirty words. A feeling of hopelessness came over him, which was solved when he saw the twine in the cupboard. Anna, on the other hand, felt that her life had lost all its colors. They both chose to leave the world together. Just as Earl was about to kick over the stool, a gust of wind blew open the window. A sea of sunflowers bloomed in the barren land. This is probably the miracle Anna was talking about. Earl suddenly came to his senses and wanted to confess everything to Anna, but the stool suddenly collapsed and a strong sense of suffocation hit him. He struggled desperately in midair. Cupid probably didn't want to see the lovebirds go. Earl was able to hook back the stool and save his life. He rushed out the door to find Anna, but was blocked by the reporters broadcasting live outside the door. Earl had a flash of insight and scrawled a confession on the wall, and Anna saw him do it. Fate is a wonderful thing. It brings people together who deserve to meet and makes them wait in frustration and loss. And the most fascinating thing about fate is that I miss you, and you're right next to me. I'm BullDog Movie. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.